Hi everyone, I'm Jay and this is Vroom Vroom. Welcome back to the channel, and this is part 2 on the Kawasaki Z650 or EN650, 650, I don't know. I'm dyslexic so I can't do numbers and letters. Anyway, this bike, which I'm going to show you now. This bike is now running, which is great, but we need to address this. Bang! Yeah, that must have been some rock. I have sourced a new to me back wheel and it's ready to go. So let's get the bike in the air. Let's get that back wheel off and have a look. Also, one of the rear indicators wasn't working. I had to look and the bulb was actually in there, but the wires had been ripped out. So I can see one there. So I'm going to take the tail, tidy off, put a bit of wire on that first, pull it through, attach the second wire, which is hidden somewhere in there. And that should be jobs are good. So let's get the bike on the stand. The way the exhaust is going to cause a bit of a challenge getting it up high enough to get the wheel off, but we've done harder. So it didn't take long, but a little longer than expected. The big bolt through the wheel was a little bit reluctant to come out, but I managed to get it off. But it's a lot easier to see the damage to the wheel now, so not difficult. Let's strip it off, give the bits I'm going to reuse a clean, and mount them on the new wheel. So one side's done now, and the crush drive's in. Well, all of it's now been cleaned, and I'm onto the disc now. Disc going to get a bit of a clean up as well, bit of Loctite, and that should be on. So that side should be done, and then we'll concentrate on getting the tyre off. Right, Loctite broken, and disc is off, so I'll give that a clean up. Order some new pads while I'm at it, and we'll get that back on the new one. So with that cleaned up and now back on, bit of thread lock on the bolts and get it in. Get it in. Right, absolutely ridiculous. I've just ordered myself a new tyre changer because I can't keep going on bodging them. I'm going to end up taking my bloody eye out. So 3 days for that. That's fine. We can wait on that. It's not like I've got nothing else to do on this bike. Right, so next, what else have I delivered? The wheel came, the seat came, which was brilliant, fits and matches perfectly. One of the side panels came, which was also perfect, even though I wasn't keen on the way they packaged it, to be fair. It was a bit bent up, but it did go back to its original shape, which was fine. So that's done and that's done. I think it's time to try and put the ignition back in properly. Get a couple of bolts on it. And I've cut a bracket off underneath the seat because I couldn't get the bloody bolts out. And I'm going to take the rear tail tidy off. And I've got a new number plate. Oh, something else I got. So, yeah, loads of bits. And I've got to pull that dent out. Loads of bits to do. Loads of bits. Get on with something. So I'm going to get on with the tail tidy because it's not that bad a job, and I don't want to get caught up in anything that's too involved at the moment. That wheel was a pain. I'm going to have to stick a wheel back on this, by the way, because that jack was only under there temporarily. And no my luck, in the middle of the night I'm going to hear a bang. So we'll get that done. Cool. Right, so it's only 4 Allen bolts to get this off. I am being rather careful. And I'm going to have to find some sockets. Right, so little tip here. All I've got poking out of the hole at the back, where the indicator goes, is a tiny piece of wire. So before I pull this out, I'm just going to tie, well, put a bit of insulating tape on, put a bit of wire on it. So when I pull the wires out and through, they will be easy to put back. So I'm just going to remove part of the rear fairing and just see if that helps me slightly. And I'm going to tie up some of these sockets before I go over on my backside. I'm actually thinking this isn't going to help me in the slightest, but we'll have a look. Right, this does give me an idea. Because there's a connector just down here, what I'm going to do is just take this panel off. And I'm going to see if I can pull the wires through from the other side, which might work. Colour of that wire is beautiful shade of green, and that one is. So this bike really is pretty much what I was expecting. It's just it's just time consuming, little jobs that are just going to take a long time to do. Right, so now I know that this is the actual wire. What I'm going to do, just try and feed it through, and I can see it moving down the bottom already. So if I leave it to there, and then hopefully I still only see one wire in here, so what I need to do is just cut that back a little bit and have a look. Right, I was getting worried then, but I've just found the other end of the wire. So that's a solder stick job, but at least it's found, and it's nice and easily accessible now. Right, so the next thing I thought I was going to record was going to be around the tyre and the wheel, but this has been delivered, which is the other side from that, which is very nice and in very nice condition. And I've now got the new carbon fibre parts that are going to be replacing those bits, which are here and looking stunning. So I'm going to put that together and then we'll compare the two. Right, quick update. If you've seen my video on the tyre changer, then you'll know that, yeah, that didn't go too well. So I couldn't wait around for another tyre changer, so I jury rigged this on a nice bit of 4x2, wedged it into one of those little holes there, pushed down and broke the bead on the tyre, and I've replaced the tyre and put it back onto the bike now. So that's just gone on. I got so carried away sometimes I just forget to film. This was tight. Getting it back onto there was tight, and it wasn't, well, the bike wasn't held up the best. So it was, yeah, a lot of gentle persuasion. But it's on there now. It's holding air. The tyre is good. It's got a good tread on it, and that's kind of where we are. So what am I waiting for now? Most of the parts have arrived. I've got the new back brake pads, which I'm going to put on tomorrow. I've got a little bit of cowling that I've put around the front of the bike. It's just round by the radiator. That's on now. The side panels, you know, I've got. So I'm waiting on the front mudguard and the tank cowl. Before I put the tank cowl on, of course, I'm going to get that dent out and get spraying. I was going to do that tonight. I didn't come in here with the intention of changing the tyre, but it just kind of happened like that. So that's just how things go sometimes. So I'm going to crack on now with, well, the next part you'll see is probably when I'm cleaning up the bits for the brakes, which for me will be tomorrow. For you will be in about a second. Well, this might seem a bit weird, but I get excited over parts and bikes and stuff. And some people in the past have questioned my excitability, let's call it that. But when a bike starts, it's exciting, especially when you don't know if it's going to or not. When you get parts for bike, it's exciting. Look at that. That's a brand new carbon fibre effect mudguard. And what I want from this mudguard is it to fit. And I've been quite lucky so far with some of the parts from China. So let's hope that luck continues. Just while I get this on. And I've got now most of the parts I need. The oil filter arrived today, so I'm going to do an oil change maybe today, maybe tomorrow. The tank has got to come off, but I've sourced the stickers for once the repair's done on the tank and the tank sprayed. Which is awesome. But even though this is an easy job, I'm just going to get it on and see how it looks. That clipped in very nicely. Come on, there you come. Ooh. Right, and that's step one done. And already makes a hell of a difference to the look of the bike. And now I am going to get on with the brake. Now the back brake, the disc wasn't brilliant, but it wasn't cracked. And I think it's savable, unlike the the pads, which are definitely not savable. So I've got new ones. I'm going to clean the piston for the back caliper before I put it on, just to get rid of any debris that might be on there, due to the, well, abuse of the bike, I suppose you could say. Right, so we need to get them two out. Bit of WD-40, a socket, and we're good to go. These can be delightfully problematic. Oh, but not this one. Absolutely plain ball. Good stuff. So as you can see, they're pretty much toast. So we'll chuck some new ones on, and see what difference it makes. Right, so I'm just going to find some copper slip. Couple of jobs to do today. One is to make a start on this dent. It's not that bad, but it does need to come out, be filled, sanded and painted. I've ordered the paint. I've also ordered the sticker for the tank for when that gets taken off. And today also is going to be a quick oil change. I need to get on with this. I mean, you probably can't see this, but there's cobwebs everywhere on this bike at the moment because it's just sitting around. I've also ordered some of the lime green paint because when you come over here, you can see there's a rather nasty scratch just there, and that needs to be addressed. So lots to do. Let's see how well this dent responds to a bit of brute force. Right, so I've just put the first tab on, and those of you who have seen me try this before know that I am not very good at it. I do not have the patience, and it's a skill I don't have. I might have other skills yet to be found, but definitely this is not one of those particular ones. Just trying to set this up a little bit better, and yeah, we'll see how this goes, because what I've done here as well is I've left the tank on the bike, and the tank isn't bolted down, so this could be a lot of fun here. What should we try and use? I know I'm in the way slightly. Yeah, we'll give this a go. Right, so today's objective is not to get the dent out completely, but just to make it a little bit less. Let's pull one. That didn't go very well. we'll carry these on and see how we get on. I have now messed about with this for about an hour, and it's so frustrating. It's some kind of witchcraft how people get dents out by pulling them out. Yes, it's marginally better, and yeah, it's good enough to fill. It's only a little bit, yeah, it's not that deep. But wow, oh, what patience you must need to just sit here for so much time. Just put the tab on, tab comes off, put the tab on, tab comes off. Yeah, not my cup of tea. So now the tank comes off, we're going to sand that bit down and we're going to chuck some filler on it. Right, again, getting carried away with what I'm doing and not concentrating on filming. Just starting to put the ignition back together, which is there. I've just got to find 2 bolts to go in just to secure the whole lot on. I've secured the lock to the bracket, so that's done. The tank is now ready to go, so I'm going to find the bolts first so I can just concentrate on this little bit. Then I can get the headstock back on, which has to come off for this, which is not a bad design, I suppose. And then we can get on sanding down the tank. So yes, finding 2 bolts isn't the most interesting of jobs, so I'll come back in a minute. The ignition's back in now, and that went okay, and I've just put the top yoke back in, and I'm just about to do up this big bugger here so I can get the front buttoned in properly. So after that, these guards I'm going to leave in, but I will touch up the bolts, and we'll get the screen on, and the screen that I got from China on the front as well, and that should be more or less the front of it done. So that's, yeah, am I happy with that? Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Yeah. Right, so let's get this front bit done. At least then I can move the bike around a little easier then, because the top yoke wasn't causing too many problems. It was just a little bit awkward. So just on the tank now, and I've taken it back to bare metal just on that section, and it's ready for just a skim of thinner. So I'm going to put that on now, and then hopefully by the end of today I can actually get some primer on it, and it's another job ticked off the list. So let's see how the filler goes. So the tank is now filled, and there's some primer on there, and I've just give it another rub down. So it's not quite there yet, but it is 95% done. So I'm really happy with that. The dent's completely gone. Yeah, it's the paint's on order. Ordered some off of one of the eBay sites for put your reg in and get the paint code, but it's they actually refunded me saying they couldn't find it, which was really ridiculous. So I've ordered some generic satin black, which I'm going to use on this once it arrives in a couple of days. So I do have a couple of other just spots in the tank I need to just address. There's the ones obviously down the bottom where the seat rubs against the tank, and there's one other tiny little blemish, just which you will not be able to see, which is just there, which is very slightly raised. So I'm just going to take that back down and get the stickers off and get it ready for the paint. So good progress has been made. So that's it for part 2 of worst bike ever, and it's making progress. It's just a little bit frustrating how long things take, and yeah, that's kind of it really. So that's going to be it for that. The Thundercat I've still got, the Yamaha Thundercat, and it is a beautiful bike. I can't believe I've still got it,
and I'm actually going to take a loss on that bike now. If anybody is interested in the Yamaha Phantom Cat, then just drop me a message. The price is £1,000. It means I'm losing money on it, but I just need to free up the space for other projects. So that's it for today, everyone. Please ride safe, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.